Hi, and welcome to this quick overview of new features which came out with Kanka version 1.31. This version came out on the 11th of July 2020. One of the main new features is advanced mentions become way easier. Previously, using advanced mentions would be a bit of a pain to have a good overview of while you're editing. From now on, when using an advanced mention using this symbol and typing the first three letters of a character, it will not only inject the entity type and its unique ID, but also give you the name of the target entity. And if I were just to customize, I can still use customized options like saying Eladrin's instead of Eladrin. And if I were to save and edit, it reloads the advanced mention and gives me the information of the target's name. So this is very useful not only for English but for German and other languages where, depending on the context, the word will change and hopefully just be easier for people to use. Another view feature of 1.31 is automatically applying tags. From now on, you can go and edit, for example, let's create a new tag. Create it as example tag. Let's make it private just to make sure my players don't see it. And there's this new option, automatically apply to new entities. And this means now when I create, say, a new location or any entity, this new tag, which has been flagged as automatically apply, is automatically selected. The same is true for the quick creator. So if I were to create a new race, it is already here. This also works with mentions. So if I were to create a new mention to new character, select new character, and let's just give a random name to delete so I don't forget later on. It's created new character here, and new character also has this new tag applied to it automatically. So it works for the normal forms, quick creator form, and creating entities through mentions. The third big feature released with 1.31 is items now get a parent field. They become nested. So for example, if you, like me, end up with quite a few items, you can now create a new container, for example, letters. And I will simply save, go back to my items, and I have a few letters I've given out to my players over the years. So I'll just go and edit them and put them in this parent item. So now my letters, well, there's one more, but they are now nested properly in letters, which just makes organizing items, well, especially if your campaign uses maybe more objects, like maybe you have weapons, vehicles, props, etc. It just makes organizing your objects that much easier. Those are the three main new features of 1.31. There's also some other nice things. So if I were to go on Adam Morley, the lock icon it can still be clicked, but it now actually has a use. It doesn't just tell you some stuff. You can quickly change this entity to be private to all but admins. And what this does is, in the background, it just means that you can change this privacy field, which is available on every entity, without having to go into this whole form. You can now do it from here quickly. I need to properly refresh the page for the information to be updated. And we also have the information of who can view, in this case, Adam Morley's character. So it'll tell me the various roles, so players, public, and in this case, Maxi is also a role. If I were to manage these permissions and say specifically, for example, my players automatically through the player role can read everything. But if I was to specifically say that this user can view Adam Morley, now in this interface, it is also added as a user. It will be a new line and a single user icon. Another change is the bulk options. It used to be a couple of buttons. You'd had bulk edit and tagging, a little drop-down menu, delete and print. And we realized people weren't noticing that there was a drop-down menu. So now everything is in one button. So all these change permissions, apply attribute template, etc. All these options are now grouped together, so it's easier to discover them. A new option is if, for example, I am looking at a entity which can be nested, is in the actions menu, there is a new create child under the new, And this simply pre-fills out the parent journal, in this case, because I'm looking at journals, it pre-fills the parent journal. If I was to go in families, and same thing here, select new child, the parent family is automatically selected. That's it for the main changes of 1.31. There's a few other things also regarding marketplace, subscriptions, API changes. Hopefully this gives you a quick overview of new features which came out with this version. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks for 1.32. Until then, take care.